Yetta, do we have a problem?
Not right now, but maybe our house does.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
We are honored that we've been able to create for you free access to over 653 Life's Inside Track episodes where we share insider tips, making house home, how to build wealth wisely. And the great news is you can get access to them from home, from the office, or on the go. We are going to explore something. We just spent time telling people about all the nasty health hazards in a house. Well, not all of them, just some of them actually. And now that they're top of mind, what we're going to explore is what's next. What can we do about some of them?
And sometimes it's just because it may not be impacting you right now that you can physically feel or see, doesn't mean that it's not having an effect on you.
Right. So even if I don't believe gravity has an impact on me, even if I could deny it, even if I don't believe that gas in my house actually affects my body, it's still going to affect me.
Yeah. And you know what happens is sometimes our state of vitality, not even health, but just vitality, energy, that kind of thing, goes down slowly as we're in an environment that is bothering us.
But we don't even know it.
We don't notice it because we're just getting a little more tired, a little more tired, a little more tired, a little more tired, a little more tired. And then, you don't, that's how you always are. So you don't recognize that there's an issue. We did that with food the other day. We've been eating super clean and feeling pretty good. And then we stopped eating clean for a weekend. We had a wedding and a couple other things, a party. And then Monday we were like, I was dragging my rear around.
Was it comfortable?
I was falling asleep. I needed a nap in the afternoon. Like it was just, and what happened was that's probably how I was feeling when I was eating poorly consistently, but it was the norm. So it's just how I felt. But when I was feeling so great and then switched back, it was like, whoa, I shouldn't be eating that way.
Right. And so when it comes to our house,
Same
the bottom
thing.
line is, even if I believe it's not having an impact on me, even if you believe it's not impacting you, doesn't actually mean a thing.
No.
It could still be having a very negative adverse effect on your well-being. Because what we want is a vital house so we can have a vital life. And we might delusionally think we have a vital life, and we don't.
Yeah. So one of those things is the mattress.
Yeah.
The thing you sleep on and breathe, the stuff that comes out of it, right? Maybe it's really old and it's full of dust mites and all kinds of stuff, hasn't been cleaned and has sunken in and it doesn't support your back right anymore. And, those should be changed every 8 to 10 years. A lot of people don't do that. Or they buy a mattress that seems like a good value, but maybe it's built with toxic foams and things that off gas that isn't really helping you. So, and sometimes you can't smell those. Sometimes it's that new car smell and you go, oh, okay,
that's disgusting.
That's not good for you, even though you may like the smell of it. But sometimes there are no fumes, no smell. Other mattresses may say, air them out for a day or two before you sleep on them. And if they tell you to do that, then there's something going on.
Well, there's some toxins there.
Yeah.
Right? And just because the toxins don't seem to have, I'm going to go back to this, just because it doesn't seem to be impacting you doesn't mean it's not. Like you are much less aware, other than this food experience just recently, much less aware of the environmental things that are toxic in your space. I, on the other hand, my throat starts to close. I can't breathe properly. I get an instant headache if I walk into those nasty air fresheners, right? If those artificial scents, those may smell nice.
Whether it be a candle, an air freshener, or whatever, if it's not a natural scent, because natural scents you're okay with.
I am. But some people aren't even okay with that. So know your tolerance. But it isn't even a matter of I'm okay or not okay with it. No one. It's actually those things in the air fresheners aren't actually good for anyone. If I'm doing a building inspection and they're all over the place. I can't stay in the house and breathe and help my clients. So I definitely unplug them and then plug them back in.
Mhm.
And the reality is it's not good for any of us.
Right.
So get rid of them.
Yeah. So we talked about, is it time to do an assessment in segment A? But let's talk about some of the things that you may be able to assess on your own, or maybe you need to get a professional. Like radon gas, you could buy a tester, or you could have a professional come in and test your basement for radon gas.
You can definitely, though, before you even do that, you're going to want to connect with us, because what we know is having a healthy house helps you have a healthy life. And so if you want to get a copy of our list of all the different areas, connect with us. And we will make it more organized than this banter back and forth as we're chatting about the issue. So together at dekkerteam.com, and let us help you have a healthier space to call home so you can feel you're optimal.
Yeah. One of the things we run into a lot is smoke detectors. The older ones have about a 10-year lifespan, so you want to change them out. You can look at them. If they're starting to go yellow instead of white, they're probably way too old. They get rid of them. If they're fresher smoke alarms, you maybe want them to have CO2 detectors in them as well. Or CO detectors, sorry, not CO2. CO detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. And change your batteries once a year, right? Test them.
And here's a biggie. Test all your GFCIs. GFCIs, yes, I said it right. Ground fault circuit interrupter.
Yeah, those are the ones with the two little push buttons, one to test, one to reset. They go in bathrooms, they go in kitchens, they go in outside plugs. Sometimes you might think they're a pain in the butt because they trip on you, or they're tripped and then you got no electricity. You can't figure out what's going on. And it's one of those in another room because they're daisy chained.
Right. I was just going to say, make sure you can't always see them. They're sometimes connected. Anytime you have a water source near a plug, so any sink, whether it's a laundry tub, whether it's a regular sink, whether it's in the garage, whether it's in the house, whether it's an indoor faucet, an outdoor faucet, anywhere with a water source.
Yeah.
You want one of those plugs.
And one of the tricky ones is if you've got older wiring, you've got split receptacles in the kitchen, with two 15-amp circuits. You can't get a GFCI circuit for that. But what you can do is either get a GFCI breaker, or what's even cheaper is you just electrician pulls your wire out of the box, out of the panel, puts in a GFCI in a socket, and then runs a wire from that back into the panel. So now you've got a GFCI in the line, and that will protect your circuits. It's a much less expensive way of doing it.
Absolutely. And another really awesome thing to look for is filters. Have you been cleaning the filters in your house, whether it's a furnace filter, whether it's an HRV filter, whether it's your dryer filters, whether it's even in your dishwasher? There's a filter to catch all that food.
Yeah, ours was smelling really bad the other day.
Okay, let's not tell them all our nasty secrets.
I had to take it out and clean it.
I know, which is good. So just even that is something that can be hazardous to you and you don't see it. So making sure every filter is cleaned and or replaced, depending on what they are. And then also make sure that where there's a filter going out, there's a screen so the rodents don't get in.
Yeah.
We don't want them rodents in the house.
Yeah. Debbie Rowe said, everyone needs a safe place and it should be their home. Together, we're clarifying your options, because when your options are clear, your decisions will be wise.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team.